Hey everyone, that last video I did, I discussed real quickly that there was a deer shot by a bow hunter. The lymph nodes were tested in a CWD area. They were suspect. Kelsey with the Minnesota DNR called them, said it was a suspect sample. They wanted to get the brain. They never did get the brain. They were too busy deer season. Game wardens didn't have time, she claimed. I got a lot of feedback, phone calls and messages on that video. Doing some more digging into it, I went on the Minnesota Board of Animal Health's website and I found a rule, Minnesota Rule 1721. You can see it on the screen. It says, a person who knows or reasonably suspects that an animal is infected with the disease listed on the board's reportable animal disease list must immediately report that knowledge or suspicion to the board. So on this rule here, it says a person. It doesn't say vet, doesn't say anything else, it says a person. Kelsey, who happens to work for the DNR, she fits that definition. She's a person. And then it says, who knows or reasonably suspects. Well, she called him and said it was suspect. Okay, that sounds like it fits that part. An animal is infected with the disease listed on the board's reportable animal disease list. You can check it out on the Board of Animal Health. CWD is in fact on that list. We've met all the requirements so far, and it says they must immediately report that knowledge of a possible disease, suspect disease, to the Board of Animal Health. This is another example of the Minnesota DNR beating to their own drum. They don't have to follow the rules, but they expect us to follow everything. When I say us, I don't mean deer farmers. I mean we the people. We the people got to follow everything right to the letter of the law, and we're guilty until we're proven innocent. Now I know there's a lot of good game wardens. There's a lot of good staff at the Minnesota DNR. I get that, but there's some that are not, and a few bad apples spoil everything. So what am I talking about? I did a video here a while ago where a guy had his rights trampled on in a fish house. If you haven't seen it, go back and find it. Ice fishing season's here. Do you have to let a game warden into your fish house? No. Game warden knocks on your fish house. Do you got to let them in? Well, you want to because you're law-abiding and we just cooperate, we do things. But then they come in and run everything with a stiff arm. If you don't want them in your fish house, it's simple. Don't come in. Come back later, I'm busy. You have no obligation to let a game warden into your fish house. Period. Say no, stand up for yourself, and don't be bullied. Why am I saying this? The DNR needs to follow rules. Rules of criminal procedure, rules of evidence collection, and Minnesota rules that state they're supposed to notify the Board of Animal Health if something happens. But they don't do that. I'm sick and tired of them not following the rules. And where's our voice? Will anybody rein in the Minnesota DNR? Will they get in trouble for not following a legislative rule, a rule? Will they get in trouble? Nobody gets in trouble. But by George, if you did some small infraction, you're going to end up in court. And they're going to threaten to seize something. I had another guy call me up. He had a property line dispute. They said they're taking his pickup. And they said, well, the guy that did this last, we didn't have to take his pickup because he gave us a statement. So he gave a statement. You know what that's called? Coercion. If you don't give me a statement on what happened here, I'm taking your pickup. That statement's inadmissible. In court, it can't even be used. So why are some game wardens, not all, why are some game wardens beating to their own drum, going outside the rules of criminal procedure? Not following the rules and the law. You can't barge into a fish house. You can't coerce people into giving a statement. And you're supposed to notify the Board of Animal Health when you have a suspicion of a big, huge disease that you got $5.47 million to fight. People, I thought you'd get a kick out of this. Let me know what you think. Thank you.